Okay. All right. So we're going to start on our backs. And if you have a blanket, I folded mine up just so it's kind of long, about like this. And then what I'm going to do is just roll it, right? And so that it doesn't matter how long it is. Really, you're just going to lay down onto this across the thoracic spine. So we're going to get right into that opener that we were just talking about. And you're going to go ahead and place it about 3/4 of the way up the mat here. And so when I'm coming into this, we're going to lay down onto it. What I like to do to make sure that I'm getting the most opening across the shoulders is actually like wing my shoulders back, wing my, if you had
You're going way
an
too fast. Slow down.
wing your shoulder blades out, kind of
Slow
land
your ass down.
onto here, and then scoop them up and over, and then come back. You're just going to come onto your back. So you're going to scoop back the shoulders, bolstering the soles of the feet together. And while you guys are finding your way into that, I'm just going to let you know that I'm going to go ahead and mute you all. And if you have any questions as you're coming into class or into any of this, or you lose audio with me, go ahead and feel free to just come up to your computer and unmute yourself and let me know. But otherwise, I'm just going to go ahead and mute you guys. Here we go. So you should all be going there. Okay, so go ahead and find yourself into that opening posture, and I'm going to come up a little bit closer here towards the computer. And I just wanted to take a second before we move our bodies through this flow, just to all ground. So like I said, as I'm sitting here watching the list of folks coming in from this class, it's a really beautiful thing to see this opportunity for expansion beyond the walls of what previously might have been our place of practice. I think for many of us, we were probably in a studio environment, probably with a typical teacher, but here we all are in our various corners of the world. And so, my hope is that in creating this particular space for all of us, that we can just make it what we need to be. And that's going to be different for every single person that's in the class tonight. For some of us, that might be tapping back into and remembering our strength. For others of us, that might be actually just taking a moment to release and unbecome and undo. The beauty, I think, as I've been sitting with these practices over the course of the week, this is the fourth one that I've done from my home. The beauty that I'm seeing as we're coming into this practice and at home is really this metaphor for coming home. And I hope that the practice tonight is just an opportunity for you to play with that and to experience that and be curious about how that truth of being home lands in your body through your breath and through your practice over the next hour or so. I think a lot of us who've had an active yoga practice in the past, our mat for many of us has been a safe haven, and this place where we can come and practice and release. And I think at this particular moment in time, maybe there's a bit of a blurring that's happening between what is considered on the mat and off the mat, as we're all being asked to show up, right? To show up and be a warrior, or a Jedi in whatever way that is that we're meant to be on the earth. So as we're moving through class tonight, these evening classes are going to be really slow and really yummy. Lots of just like movement in the way that I dictate it, but more so in the way that your breath dictates it. And so I just want to give out that invitation right now at the beginning of class that I can't see you at all. And unless you unmute yourself, I can't hear you, and you're your own best teacher. And I just want you to give yourself this opportunity to let the practice feel really yummy. So we'll go ahead here from our backs with the soles of the feet together. Go ahead and just bring a hand to the heart and a hand to the belly. So these are really two potent breath centers within the body. you're sitting here on your back spaces, start to turn on that tool of awareness within the body, which is just a simple way of directing that attention from this exterior layer of the world, of what happened today, of what's happening in the house, maybe even around you as you're practicing in whatever corner you found, just dropping layer by layer by layer deeper to the self until you hit that space, that tactile sensation of the hands on the space of the heart and the belly. And I just want you to breathe there. Just noticing that interplay of the inhales coming into the space of the body, lifting the heart and the belly. And on an exhale, feeling the heart and the belly fall back down towards the midline. Staying here in that space. Really easily. Inhales coming into the body. Exhales releasing. And as you're here, feeling those inhales and exhales coming into the body, just noticing and gathering information. So this is the space where we get to be scientists in our practice, right? Gathering information, noticing texture, noticing color in the breath, noticing depth. Gathering up all of these clues, and as we notice them, not with any sort of intention to change them or ask them to be different any other way, we're just noticing our starting point so we can be of better service to ourselves as we're moving through the rest of practice. Continuing with your breath here. So one of the things I'm going to try to bring into these evening practices is one of the most beautiful things I think I've seen come out of the last several days, which is really this tilt towards opening up this fifth chakra, which is this place of the body that is responsible for speaking our truth, for speaking emotion. And I don't know about you all, but I've seen just a beautiful uprising of the spoken word in the last several days. A friend of mine here in town, who's in Missoula, Montana, whose name is Jillian, shared this particular piece of writing yesterday. I had to take a 36-hour media break, but then woke in the night and decided to embrace the unknown. Because what else is there to do? To settle into compassion? What else is there to do? Lay with a hand on my heart, a hand on my belly, and breathe into the room where my children and my husband sleep. Breathe into the desert air where I've been seeing more jackrabbits than humans. My privilege in the open road leading south, making me almost feel guilty, but then gasping, as all of a sudden the colors of the earth shift and settle. The way of the clouds move. The way Solomon exclaimed when the sun hit his face and inhaled audibly, truly and deeply and joyfully for the first time in days, because we're all vibrating in fear, in the unknown. And that's where we should be. This blessed collective connection, this listening. Is it okay though to revel? The scramble up a mesa, breathless, to hold the way sage leaves and an oily juice on your senses, or the way this red earth is so soft beneath your feet, stains the very clean hands in a declaration of yes and yes and yes, that reminds you that we are so deeply rooted and so deeply connected. So feeling that sense here, again, coming back to what I said at the beginning of practice, that we're all showing up here for different reasons. Right? But maybe for a moment here, feeling into as your hand is on your heart and your hand is on your belly, these centers of your power. And not only are they the centers of your power, but they're the centers of power of everybody else on this call. And if nothing else, us showing up and continuing to stay committed to our practice and continuing to stay committed to our self-care throughout not just this week, but the rest of our lives is so, so, so very, very important. Gently, gently from here, if you've got that bolster underneath you, you can just roll off to the side and scoot it out from underneath you. And then we'll come back onto our backs. We're gonna let the elbows come out to the side in a cactus shape from here. So the elbows are bent out from the shoulders, soles of the feet are on the earth, knees are up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in, feel the belly lift, the heart lift, and on the exhale, just drop the knees to the left. Inhale, pass up through center. Exhale, drop the knees off to the right. Inhale, center. Pausing here, reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling, and then glide them back towards the back of the room and grab for opposite elbows. Anchoring the arm bones onto the earth if you can. Taking a deep breath in. Exhale, let the knees come off to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Taking a few more times side to side here, and let this be as slow as you need it to be. See if you can really map that full movement of the legs moving from the side through center to the breath. So the exhale takes the full range to the twist. The inhale comes back up through center. Right, just moving side to side. Once you finish onto the right side here, the next inhale will bring the knees up through center. Just go ahead and grab the knees, bringing them one at a time in towards the chest. Maybe letting them come out more towards the shoulders if that feels more comfortable to you. And just really super fluid here, rocking side to side. You can even let the thigh bones kind of make more of a figure 8 movement here through the body. It should feel like a real nice massage, not just for the low back, but also for the insides of the hip joints. Let this be as loosey-goosey as you want. And then we're just going to roll off onto the side. Good. Cradling the head with one of the upper arm bones. You can let the other arm come here underneath the chest and just take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. And slowly start to walk the hands up. And we're just going to make our way into a tabletop facing the front of the mat. Coming into cat-cow. So the hands are going to come underneath the shoulders. Knees are hip distance apart, toes are tucked. On an inhale, traction the heels of the hands back towards the knees. So you feel the core turn on slightly here, and then let the heart be what moves you in towards this cow variation. Exhale, push the earth away, tuck the chin towards the chest, round the belly up towards the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, move the heart forward. Exhale, tuck the chin to the chest, round the spine up towards the earth. Continuing just like this, we've got maybe 5 more rounds of this. No reason to rush out of cat-cow. This is seriously my favorite posture, series of mini flows in the whole of the yoga practice. You can let this be really forward to back through the spine. Maybe you might even want to let this be more organic and take the shoulder towards the hip, making more of a C curve. You can make this more barrel rolls through the spine. Really focusing here on the way that the breath wants to move into the body. So trying right away here at the beginning of practice to get out of the way the head thinks that the physical posture should look, and instead listen to your breath. Really notice the way that the inhales and the exhales want to breathe space into the body. And if this starts to take a shape that looks different from cat-cow, just go with it. Again, that's the beauty of your home practice, is no one can see you. So just let this be whatever sort of physical posture your body might be needing this evening after a big day. And we'll start to come back in through tabletop from here. Press down with the big toe mound, tucking the toes under. Let the knees come wide to the outside edges of the mat, and the big toes touch as you send the heels back onto the earth. Inhale, come up onto the fingertips, and just rock the belly towards the left thigh, rock the belly towards the right thigh, just getting a little bit more opening here as the belly moves down and scoops up towards each thigh. Good. And then settle it down into center, walking the fingertips forward a little bit more. Take a deep breath in, scoop the heart forward. And then exhale, soften the heart, the neck, and the head. And letting the head rest down onto the earth, rocking it side to side. Getting a nice massage for the front of the forehead, the third chakra here. Good. And then really gently, go ahead and lift the gaze up between the fingertips. Take this right arm, and you're just going to thread it underneath the left side of the body, scooping the back of the hand across the floor as you come down onto the right cheek or the right side of the head. This left fingertip can stay here in front of you, extended left arm straight. If you'd like something different from here, you can take the left arm up and wrap the back hand around to the back of the sacrum, or even find the inside of the right thigh. Every time we come into a posture of potential stillness in our practice tonight, I want you just to notice that the physical body is coming into stillness, but the mind and the breath are still very much also an active part of this. So noticing here what you can do, being that this is a slower flow and restorative towards the end of class, to also take your fingers to the dial and tune down there the mental activity. And really let this just be about resting with the breath. Breath having this beautiful wisdom to inhale and draw energy and nourishment into the places in your body that have worked so hard through the day. And exhale, each exhale drawing out any of that still energy, worry, toxicity. Staying with each of the breaths. You have that mind really, really gently, slowly unwinding the arm and just tiptoe the left fingertips back along the earth. And then on an inhale, lift the right arm back into that extended child's. Left arm guides under, coming down again onto the left shoulder, left cheek, left side of the face. You can stay here with the right fingertips extended, or maybe taking that right arm back, finding the back space of the sacrum, or wrapping it all the way around to that left thigh. And then taking a scan through the body, notice where you might be potentially hanging on to tension, and the muscles of the face, and the cheek, and the tongue, and the eyelids even, the neck, just seeing if you can start to soften through those spaces and free up that energy, let that dissipating and dissolving sensation move into the space of the shoulder and the hips and the arm, even potentially if you have that half bind. If you have the half bind, go ahead and release really slowly, extending the arm back onto the earth. Then lifting up the gaze, peeling the left arm back and out. Inhale, walk the fingertips forward. And then exhale, melt down into child's. On an inhale, come back up through tabletop. So round the spine. Start to bring the shoulders back over the wrists. Tuck the toes. Bring the knees back under the hips. Then we're going to take a moment here to tuck the toes. And just for a moment, lift the knees off the earth. So one of the more and only activated postures we'll do during the practice this evening. Feeling the belly button drawing up in towards the spine and the front ribs knitting up as well. The tailbone lengthening back and the top of the head lengthening forward. And maybe even shake the head side to side here, just to remind the neck that it doesn't need to be involved. But this is very much a practice in bringing some fire and heat into the thighs, into the core. Take a deep breath in. And on an exhale, keeping the knees still bent, just press down through the hands and shift the hips back, coming into a bent leg down dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, feeling the belly traveling more towards the thighs, upper arm bones wrapping back and away. And then straighten through the right leg. Bend through the right knee, straighten through the left leg. And then maybe continue that side to side, pedaling through the feet. Or again, this opportunity for any organic movement. Okay, so always recognizing that you're the teacher, your body and your breath know the movement here that you might be needing tonight. So just taking this opportunity in these in-between spaces to really let any of that tiny, subtle, or otherwise maybe large movement come into your practice. And then we'll settle back into down dog, feet hip distance apart, heels drawing towards the earth, pointer fingers and thumbs pressing down here. Good. On an inhale, rock forward to plank. On an exhale, lower the knees, let the big toes touch, and sit it back into child's just on the exhale. On an inhale, peel the spine back up to tabletop, tuck the toes. On an exhale, fingertips come forward off the front of the mat, melt the heart on a Hatasana. Inhale, come up through tabletop. Exhale, send it back into down dog. Again, inhale, roll forward through plank. Exhale, lower the knees, big toes touch. Send it back into child's. Inhale, come on up through tabletop. Tuck the toes. Exhale, fingertips forward on Hatasana. One more time, inhale, plank. Exhale, back into down dog. Good. Inhale, roll forward through plank. Exhale, lower the knees, big toes touch, sit it back to child's. Inhale, come on up to tabletop. Nice, and then exhale, come forward to Anahatasana. We'll stay here for a moment in Anahatasana with the arms extended straight. So active variation first, coming up onto the fingertips, almost like you had tennis balls underneath your palms. Lift the gaze and the heart forward off the mat, almost like you're telescoping your heart forward. Zip up like you were zipping up your jeans. Zip up the belly button, knit the front ribs up and in. And then see if you can take that next exhale to melt a heart down towards the earth. Then let the shoulders melt, then let the neck melt, and finally the head melts. On an inhale, puff up, again, rolling the belly up, rolling the front ribs up, rolling the neck, rolling the head, lift the gaze between the upper arm bones, and then exhale, melt down. Good, last time. Inhale, zip up your jeans, roll the front ribs together, neck forward, gaze lifts. Exhale, this time we come all the way down, melting the forehead down towards the earth. Maybe the front ribs even melt for some of us, depending on how flexy you are through your thoracic spine, but noting that the stretch here should really be into the shoulders and the thoracic. If you're feeling this into the low back, just zip up a little bit through the belly button. Good. And then on the next inhale, start to walk the hands back up into tabletop. Couple cat-cows here just for good measure. Again, maybe this might be involving neck circles. It's whatever your body needs at this particular moment in class. And then go ahead and come into tabletop, and we'll move through a bit of a side plank flow. So taking the hands underneath the shoulders, give a gentle press here so you feel that the spine isn't necessarily sinking down into the shoulders here. It's active and engaged up towards the ceiling. We're going to take the left toes back and turn the left sole of the foot down onto the earth. Sweep the left fingertips back and reach the arm up and over. Big side body stretch in the left side body. And then circle the hand down towards the earth. Bring the left knee back in towards tabletop. Other side, right toes come back. Bring the whole foot down into the earth. Open up the hip. Sweep the right fingertips back. Big body stretch. And then come back down. One more time each side. Bring the left foot back. Reach it up and over. Nice. Coming back into tabletop. Opposite side, right foot comes down. Circle the right fingertips back. Nice big arch. Good. And then come back down into tabletop. Good. This time, send the left foot back. Reach the left fingertips towards the back of your arm. Take this nice big stretch, and we're going to stay here for a moment. Dial the left pinky fingers towards the face and reach the left fingertips away. This fingertip is an anchor point, as is the left outside edge of the foot here. And press down through the whole right side of the body. So the right palm, the right knee, the right big toenail, and the left foot. So the more you press down into the earth, the more stretch you're getting here through the body. Good. And then start to send this right foot back. So you're internally rotating through the foot, the right heel swinging back off the mat. Engage through the core, come on up, reach both arms high. Exhale, the left fingertips come down to the outside of the left calf, reaching the right arm up and over. Dropping the sit bones down, relaxing this right shoulder. Again, finding that release through the neck. And this right arm doesn't have to be some big and dynamic thing. It can just soften here. That's okay. Inhale, come all the way up through center. Engage the core, and on it, exhale, slowly, slowly, slowly. This right hand is going to come down onto the earth. The left arm stays up towards the ceiling. And we flex and lift through the left foot. Maybe staying here, maybe bending this left knee back, catching it with the left hand. Just taking a nice quad stretch. Roll the top shoulder back. You're here in this quad stretch. Go ahead and release. Reaching the left fingertips back up towards the ceiling, kicking the left foot back, and then squaring the left hip down. Hands come under the shoulders. Right heel swings back and underneath you. Go ahead and tuck this left knee underneath the right knee. So the right top of the foot's going to swing to the left side of the mat. The left knee comes in behind, it swings back. And you're just going to sit back on maybe to the heels, maybe towards the earth. You might be hovering, and that's okay. You might also be more at the tabletop position, again, just depending on the anatomy of your hips. And staying here, softening the breath. Right, again, coming back in these moments of stillness to notice where the inhales and the exhales are wanting to be received in the body. On an inhale, coming back up, shifting the hips over the knees, extending the foot back, extending the opposite foot back, and then lowering the knees down towards the earth. Good. Send the right sole of the foot back, dial the foot down, open up the hips, breathe the arm open, and again, lift through the outside edge of the foot. Good. Lower it down, spin this left leg back. Get strong through the core. We're going to float up, come all the way up to the side bodies. Exhale over. The right fingertips might come to the back of the thigh, back of the calf. Dropping the sit bones down here so you feel the stretch entirely along the left side of the body. Gaze can be down at the earth, can be at the ceiling. Inhale. Coming all the way up through neutral, as slowly as you can, keeping the core edge in here. Reaching the left fingertips down towards the earth as the right fingertips stay up. Kick the right leg up, staying here maybe, or bending this foot in. Good. If you're here in this quad stretch, maybe you're hugging it in, maybe you're kicking it back and opening up the heart. Good. And then we'll extend the leg back. Reaching the arm high, and then spinning it back down and under. Take the left heel underneath, the right knee tucks underneath the left, and go ahead and sit And gently noticing again if the breath is wanting to move within the body. And starting to shift the body back up. Shoulders over wrists, extend the right toes back. Next, the left toes back. And then from here, pressing back and up to down dog. Gently again, pedaling through the feet. Maybe taking one foot back. And then the other foot back. And then finding our way into down dog. We'll take a deep inhale in. Exhale, side up lift. We're going to do that again, just because we probably all need it. Deep inhale in. Really loud sigh out the mouth. On an inhale, the right leg's going to lift. Exhale, go ahead and step it forward between the hands towards the right foot and lower the left knee down. You might hear, depending on your knee sensitivity, grab a blanket, slide it underneath the knees. Bringing the hands up to the front of the thighs. Just give a press in here, draw the belly button back, tuck the chin towards the chest, and hold. Take a deep breath in, send the breath to the back face of the body. On an exhale, shift the hips forward, roll the shoulders back, and open up the heart. Inhale, press down through that right foot, shift the hips back, take the chin to the chest. Exhale, rock the hips forward, roll the shoulders back, peel the heart open. Good, last time, inhale. Press to the right foot, shift the hips back, tuck the chin to the chest. Exhale, peel the heart open as you shift the hips forward. Then take the right hand to the top of the right thigh. Press. Lift the left fingertips. Get really long through the left side body. And take it up and over into the side bend. Inhale, reach the left fingertips. Turn the left palm out and away from the body. And on an exhale, flex the left heel again down, drawing the hand down towards the head. Inhale, sweep the arms circularly across the front of the body. Exhale, turn the palm out and away, flex through the heel of the hand. Last time, inhale, sweep the arm all the way up. Exhale, turn the palm out and away. Good. Inhale, reach both arms high. Exhale, frame the front foot, tuck the back toe, lift the knee, sweeping the right leg back and high. Nice. And from here, notice what your body might need. You might want to bend this top knee, open the right hip, and get a little bit of a stretch that way. You might want to come into child. You might want to take a flow. If you're here in this three-legged down dog that's open with knee and the knees already bent, maybe keep that right hip rolled open, and then just stretch the right leg back straight on the diagonal and get into your psoas here. And then square the hips back off. We'll all come back to meeting down dog. Taking a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Inhale, the left leg's gonna lift. Exhale, step it forward towards the left hand. Lower the back knee down. Bring both hands up to interlace around the front of the knee. Shift the hips back, draw the belly button towards the spine, take the chin towards the chest, and breath in, open the back space of the shoulders, and then exhale, roll the shoulders back, open the chest. Inhale, press back through the feet, tuck the chin to the chest. Exhale, roll it open. Last time, inhale, pull it back in. Exhale, roll it open. Good, staying here, reaching that right arm high as left palm presses down onto the thigh, taking it into the side bend. We'll turn this top palm out in the way, flex through the heel of the hand, draw it down towards the right hip. Inhale, sweep it across. Exhale, draw it down. Inhale, sweep it across. Exhale, draw it down. Inhale, sweep it across. This time coming all the way up with both arms. Frame the front foot, tuck the back toe, lift the knee, sweep this left leg back and high. Same thing you did on the other side. Maybe you want to open up that left hip, drop the heel towards the opposite hip.
Maybe you want to come through a flow, maybe child's. And if you're in this bent like three-legged dog variation, maybe you keep that left hip open and just extend the left leg back onto the diagonal, getting a little in your psoas. And then squaring the hips, and coming down into down dog. Inhale, rising up onto the toes. Bend the knees, and we're just going to travel towards the front of the mat. Feet hip distance apart here. Bend the knees a lot. Get the belly right down onto the thighs. Right? Bend, bend, bend. Then take your peace fingers around your big toes. I'm realizing that I got socks on here. Take the peace fingers around the big toes. Press the big toe mats into the peace fingers. Elbows out towards the sides. Send the tailbone back and scoot the heart forward. So you should feel the skin of the belly stretching on the thighs here. As you come into this supported flat back variation, maybe stay here, or maybe on the next exhale, imagine the heart coming up and forward over the front of the knees as you come into this forward fold. Elbows can come out to the side. Biceps can assist here in this forward fold, shaking the head side to side. Good, and then releasing the hands wherever you are down towards the earth. We're just gonna heel toe the feet out to the outside edges of the mat so the heels connect, the toes turn out, and the hips sit low into Malasana. So this is a part where some of us might be able to sit down low here with the heels onto the earth. Some of us might benefit from gliding a blanket underneath the space of the heels here. Others might really like, even if you can sit low, just to sit up onto a block tonight, right? Like take the effort out of this whole mess and just chill. Bring the earth up to you and give yourself this height and this spaciousness to relax and just to be more clear with the breath. So whether you're in a deep malasana, you're in a supportive malasana, finding a place here for the arms to relax. If you're on a supported variation, maybe the forearms are coming to the tops of the knees, the pointer and the thumb come together and open up. If you're in a full malasana, hands can come to heart center. Triceps can come to the insides of the knees and encourage the knees open while the knees press back into the triceps. Coming into this space of malasana, which is a very open posture into the hips, but also very supported. So there's an upward lifting of the pelvic floor here, and there's also this sensation of a midline, whether it's through the muscular contractions here or perhaps through the breath. Feeling the inhales rising up through the center Sushumna, center column of energy all the way to the top of the head. And then exhale, dropping back down through the Sushumna, all the way back down to the base of the spine, maybe even to the feet. So there should be a really steady, clear goal here of letting the breath flow up and flow down. Relaxing again the neck, relaxing the shoulders. If you have this block underneath you, go ahead and just rock forward so the hands come onto the earth and remove the block. If you're in regular malasana, now too, taking your hands down towards the earth. We're just going to shift the weight to the right foot and step the left foot back into a lunge. So the right heel's on the outside edge of the mat, toes are out, hands are under the shoulders. Left leg is back in this high lunge. Press through everything on the floor. Draw the belly up and in. Tuck the chin up and in towards the chest. Take a deep breath into the back space of the body. And then exhale. Left knee comes down. Hips lower. Roll the shoulders back. Open up the heart and the chest. Take a nice big shoulder roll. Again, press down. Tuck the toes. Lift the knees. Draw everything up and in. And then exhale, lower it all down. Knee, hips, shoulders roll back, heart opens, heart lifts. Maybe finish it off the shoulder roll. And we'll take that one more time, pressing down, lifting up. And then lowering it down, feeling that spaciousness into the whole front side of the body. And this left hand is going to come down onto the earth. The right heel of the hand is going to come to the inside of the right thigh. And you can rock onto the outside edge of this right foot, peeling the right knee open. So for some of us, this might be enough. For others, you might want to scoot this right knee back about an inch or so, maybe 2. And you can press, roll this right shoulder back, and maybe even come into a bit of a back bend here. No need to keep the eyes open. Great, beautiful spot just to close the eyes and notice the pathway of the breath in the body. Notice which parts of your muscles, your organs, your tissues are really, really craving the nourishment of your inhale, and which places are ready to release. You can just be in relationship with the breath here in this stretch. We'll go ahead and release the right hand back down towards the earth, squaring the shoulders. And coming into lizard. So you might just stay high here. You can also bring the blocks under the hands if you'd like a little bit more lift and support. This is a great place to be. If you're ready to come down lower, with or without blocks, you can come down onto the forearms. You can extend the arms forward. There's also arm balance variations from here this late in the day, unless you're really wanting to burn off some energy. I suggest maybe not doing that, but you do you. Close the eyes, dropping the chin towards the chest, and rocking the head side to side, just relaxing. We'll go ahead and bring the hands back up onto the earth, move the blocks out of the way if you were using those. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee. We're coming back forward into Malasana. So get really strong here through the core. Lift the hips and glide that back foot forward into Malasana for just a moment. Rock it side to side here if that feels good. When you're ready, shifting the weight into the left foot, stepping the right toes back. Heel is connected to the outside edge of the mat. Toes are turned out. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Press. Lift the hips. Tuck the chin towards the chest. Engage the belly towards the spine. Really stretch through the back of the body. And then exhale. Heel. Knee comes first down. Hips, belly, heart, neck, head. Shoulder roll. Good. And tuck the toes. Press. Bring it all back up. Exhale, really let this feel juicy, you guys. Whatever movements your body wants to take along the way. Send a little side bends, please feel free to do it. We'll take one more, press down into the earth, lift the hips, tuck the chin towards the chest. And then exhale, peel, melt down. Good. Right hand stays under the shoulder. Left hand comes to the inside of the left thigh. Rock onto the left outside edge of the foot. You press the left hand in towards the thigh and roll the shoulders back. Sometimes it feels nice to let this right ear drop towards the shoulder. Other times you might want to actually lift the chin and lean it back. Really being attuned here to the muscles in your body and the breath, what feels nice and relaxing and restorative at this point in class. And we'll go ahead and release. Bringing the left foot onto the earth, hands come down towards under the shoulders. Maybe stay here. Again, maybe come down. Second side of lizard. So there's an active variation here in lizard as well, and you're welcome to take that. But otherwise, just maybe see if you can come into this sense of humbling towards the earth, of letting that opening come into the outside of the left hip, of relaxing through this space in the back of the neck, the space between the ears, the top of the skull. Really tapping back into your breath as this tool that paints the inside of the body with this quality of relaxation and calmness. And we'll walk the hands back up underneath the shoulders, tuck the back toe, lift the knee. And then from here, we're just gonna step the left foot back towards the back of the mat and plank. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower the knees down towards the earth, cross the ankles, and come to sit on back. Good. All right, so gather up all your goodies, your blankets, your blocks, your pillows, all that good stuff. We're gonna come into a forward fold. This first forward fold, I like to take the blanket roll up here and slide it under my knees. You can also use a pillow. So these are kind of interchangeable. And it's helpful for me if I bring this up kind of onto the hamstring side of my legs. So my knees are bent, it's kind of coming up this way. And then I'm gonna grab both of these bad boys, slide them up onto my hips, so really hug them up in towards the hip crease here. And then I like to press down, make sure they're kind of anchored in there, and bring my belly up and over. And then this is just a really lovely hug of the pillows. So you can grab for opposite elbows. You can also here, if your arms aren't reaching around and grabbing for opposite elbows, that's not the important part. You can just let the arms hang down along the sides of the body. You're going to want to turn a cheek onto one side, and we'll go ahead and flip it from here. Coming into this forward fold. And just seeing if you can soften. I don't know about a lot of you, but in the last few days, I've just kind of been wanting to cuddle. And I find that for better or worse, my yoga practice is a really lovely substitute with all of the props. Oftentimes my daughter and my dog are on the mat with me as well. But just giving that physiological and physical support to the body is so important. And in this forward fold, we're really doing a great job at stimulating the internal organs. Think about stretching the backs, the hamstrings, and the heart. But then for some reason lately, and this is just an interesting thing with your practice, for me, this posture has just felt like a hug. And so for whatever it is for you tonight, just feeling the breath moving through the back space of the body, seeing where you can soften. Feeling the weight of the head, the weight of the cheek moving further in towards the support of the blanket, the support of the pillow. And we're going to stay just with the legs as they are, but just if you've got the head and the chin turned to one side, just go ahead and gently pick it up and move it over to the other. Coming into this moment of stillness physically, but being really aware of the breath. For many of us that are in a vinyasa practice, otherwise in studios or out doing, restorative practice in the stillness can be really hard. Okay, I want to just acknowledge that this wanting to rush, wanting to move, because that gives a benefit to us physiologically, can just be really hard to turn that off when we're coming into restorative practice. But just know here that movement is okay. You're not going to mess it up if you come out and come back in. This is okay. Okay, this is a whole new world that we're all in. Go ahead from here, start to walk the hands back up. We're going to take this lump of pillow love and turn it
just off the left side of the mat. So it can tee out straight from the mat. And go ahead and get rid of your rolled up blanket or towel if you have it. And then we're going to take the left leg in front of us at about a 90-degree angle, so the knee's bent. And the right knee is going to come into the left side of the foot. So this is a bit of a stag shape, right? So the left leg is bent, the right knee is bent, and then you're going to turn, and these bolsters will be right about to the thigh. They're teamed straight out. Both hands will come down to each side of the thigh, press down, open up the heart, and then just walk the body forward, bringing the belly down onto the bolsters. And again, you can bring, maybe even you might want to, and I think I kind of want to bring all the things over with me and turn it off. I don't know, sometimes just a little bit of extra height feels nice. And you're gonna have to choose a side to turn the cheek off to. Maybe you turn the right cheek, maybe you turn the left. Letting this right hip come around with you into this forward fold. So there's a really gentle compression here in the left side belly. It's almost like a supine twist, but gravity assisted instead of on our backs. And here, great spot to close the eyes and just notice the interplay of the inhales and the exhales into the body. Noticing as the inhales receive themselves into the posture where they're creating space. And then as a result, where can you release more, dissolve more? One of my favorite books of poetry I've been reading from lately is called I Am Her Tribe. Some of you might have heard of it. The author is Danielle Dobie, and I just think her words are delicious. And a lot of times I read through this book, I find that it rings true for me in a different way each time. But one of the poems I read today is called Be Here Now. And it goes, lately, I found myself wanting to rush my way to the ending of things. Interactions, experiences, feelings, silence. But right now, I'm just in the practice of not pushing so hard, but rather dropping back into my body, taking the extra moments to really feel my feet on the ground and being with my breath and what I find there in its wholeness. Noticing the intention of that, chronic implications of this posture as you're releasing and being. Seeing if you can just, rather than wanting to rush out, just fully soften. Keeping that massaging of the breath really active, that vibrational quality of the inhale and the exhale. We'll just start to move the hands back up towards the body. And then let the soles of the feet come forward on towards the mat, knees pointed up towards the ceiling, hands back behind you. Just rocking side to side with the knees, windshield vibrating the body. Good. And then we're going to move on to the other side. So you're going to pick up these props and you're going to bring them over to the other side. I'm going to actually spin around so that you guys can see me. So the right knee will bend in. The props will tee out from the right hip or the right thigh. And this left knee will come into this right sole of the foot. Walk the hands around, get long through the spine. And the left hip's going to rock forward here. Really important to getting this extension through the body. And then see if you can walk the torso forward over the props while letting the heart extend forward until the last possible second. And then melt. Let the tension turn, let the cheeks soften. As you're Softening here, breath by breath, into this posture. See if you can really let it be just that. It's breath by breath by breath, layer by layer. No expectation here to go further or be deeper. It's just a softening, this undoing of the armor that's held us up through the whole day. Right now is this opportunity just to relax and restore, to soften that external armor with each exhale so that the inhales and the nutrients and the energy and the vitality that they bring can permeate and get into your tissues, can get into your cells. Right? With each inhale, the lightness that it brings, maybe you're feeling memories of things that bring you alive. But when we're so hard moving through the day and focusing on the next thing, there's nothing wrong with that. But we need these moments of release and restoration and softness so that we can come back, right? Come back to this sense of being home, back to this sense of resting. Really gently from here, just go ahead and start to walk the hands back up. Nice, and then we'll go ahead and take the hands back behind us again. One more time, bringing the soles of the feet on towards the earth. Rocking the knees side to side. Good. And then just take the hands forward, soles of the feet onto the earth. Reach the fingertips forward, put the palms up. Belly button draws back and in, chin tucks towards the chest. Go ahead and just roll down onto the backs. As the spine lengthens onto the earth with the thumbs, the fingertips up and back, and press the soles of the feet towards the front of the room. Just take a big body stretch. Big, 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 big. Exhale, hug the knees in towards the chest. One at a time, or maybe both. Rocking side to side. And then we'll bring the right sole of the foot down towards the earth. Flex through the left ankle, bend the knee, turn out at the hip, and the left ankle comes across the right thigh. Interlace the hands around the back of the thigh. If this is too much for you, you can keep the right foot down. Left hand might come to the inside of the left thigh. Just push it back. If you'd like a little more from here, you can just interlace the hands around the back of the thigh. Notice as you pick this whole shape up towards the body, oftentimes you have a tendency to bring the shoulders up with it. That's you. Just relax the shoulders down, rock the head side to side, give a nice massage with the back of the head. The knees a little bit more into the chest. Good, and then bring your right sole of the foot down, the left sole of the foot down. We'll bring your right knee in. Turn out through the right hip, flex the right sole of the foot and the ankle, and lay the ankle across the left thigh. Again, options to keep the left sole of the foot onto the earth. Maybe just bring the right hand to the inside of the thigh and open it up. Or you can bring the whole shape up, interlacing the hands around the back of the thigh and hugging it in towards the chest. Noticing where you're carrying tension here in the body unnecessarily, and using your awareness in the exhales to just soften without judgment there. Just loving softening through the body, reminding that energy that it's not needed in that particular spot, and freeing it up to move elsewhere. Assist in a deeper opening in the posture, or just to rest and wait until it's needed. Bring the sole of the foot down onto the earth, release the right foot down. For this last posture, before we move into Shavasana, we're just going to do a restorative bridge. So if you have a block, you can use a block. Otherwise, a rolled up towel works fine. You bring the soles of the feet onto the earth, knees hip distance apart, pointed up towards the ceiling.
And you're just going to press the hips up and slide either the block or the blankets underneath the sacrum here, which is the bottom of the spine. Sometimes if you're on a block, it can feel a little pinchy here. If that's you, just pick up the hips and try a different position. Once you found a good spot there with the hips, sometimes it feels nice to press the palms down to the earth and pick up the shoulders and then try to lay them back on the earth, maybe just a centimeter further away from the hips, just to traction through the spine. And the palms come out to the sides on a diagonal, palms facing up. And then do yourself a favor and just give a couple exhales. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes when I'm in a group class in a studio, the thought of exhaling really audibly, which is what I want to do kind of all the time, makes me feel like I worry the next person to my right or my left is going to think I'm being a weirdo. But you're at home and nobody's around, so let your breath be just as big and as dramatic as you want. And as big and glorious and luscious as your body needs. And what a gift to be able to practice at home. Really see if in these final moments of this last posture before Shavasana, if you can tune into that vibrational quality of the inhales and the exhales. It's almost like your breath is this massage internally within the body. So you're breathing not super audibly, but not so quiet. It's somewhere in this in-between where the breath starts to get a little bit tingly within the throat, within the skull, within the cheeks. You're massaging the vagus nerve, which is here at the back of the neck, plugging up into the base of the skull, really important for activating our parasympathetic nervous system, calming us down. And we'll go ahead from here. Just turn the palms down so you have a little bit of support through the arms, press through the feet, lift the hips just slightly, and slide the block out. And then you can extend the legs long. We're going to come into Shavasana. And for some of us, Shavasana, you might just feel really comfy and glorious just coming into a traditional Shavasana. For others of us, I'd like you to play with taking a different posture that feels a little bit more open and beautiful and expansive in your body tonight. So that might be starfishing out, the legs wide and the arms wide. You might, if you're part of my fellow low back tweening clan, you can take your blanket and roll it up and slide it under the legs here like such. This is really lovely just for getting a little bit of a release in the low back. You can also take this blanket folded and place it right on the front of the hips. This is a really lovely grounding way to come into Shavasana, just with a sense of grounding through the body. So feel free to experiment, use what you have around you, pillows, blankets, blocks, to find this final resting posture in which you can really release. And take your time to set yourself up for this. I had a teacher, she always made me giggle. She said, set yourself up for it because you're worth it. It sounds so cliche, but when you really think about it, how many Shavasanas have you gone through that felt kind of uncomfortable, like your right shoulder or your left hip, and how you just sat and suffered. So really take this opportunity to set yourself up for this final resting posture, because this is where the magic happens. This is where the wisdom of the practice percolates down from the tissues into that inner wisdom of the body and crystallizes in what more important and beautiful time than now to let that happen. As you're laying here in these final moments of Shavasana, I want you just to notice where in your body feels like home base. You might find it right away. You might take a few rounds of breath. Might be a specific location, or it might be more of a general zone or a sensation within the body. I just want you to spend these next several rounds of inhales and exhales watching the breath grow and expand and fall back to center from wherever this home base is, almost like it's your own bonfire within your body. The inhales fan the flames. The exhales, you kind of watch those embers calm. And maybe within that space, that fire within you, that home base, certain images, feelings, or sensations that are uniquely you and unique to that home base emerge. The people you love, the things that make you feel come alive, the things that nourish you, that make you want to jump up and dance and move your body, hugs from a loved one, any of that stuff, just drawing all of that potent imagery and sensation and emotions into this home base space. Noticing how this is all the fabric unique to your soul. All the people, all the experiences, your environment, right? The people, the ancestors who came before you, all of this stuff that comes together to form this really potent center of home base breath within your body. How magical is that? A friend sent me this excerpt the other day from the letter to a young activist. I'm sure many of you have heard it, but I wanted to share it again to close class tonight. It says, one of the most calming and powerful actions you can do to intervene in a stormy world is to stand up and show your soul. Soul on deck shines like gold in dark times. That's my favorite line. The light of the soul throws sparks, can send up flares, build signal fires, and causes proper matters to catch fire. To display the lantern of the soul in shadowy times like these, to be fierce and to show mercy to others, both are acts of immense bravery and greatest necessity. Struggling souls catch light from others who are fully lit and willing to show it.
And if you would help to calm the tumult, this is one of the strongest, bravest things you can do. Take a deep breath here, and then take another, and just really feel this home base soul space of you light up. Feel its strength, feel its grace, feel its beauty and ease, and feel its individuality. This is why you practice, is so that you, not me, not anybody else in this room, but so that you can show up. And start to bring the awareness back to the breath gently. Drawing the energy of the inhales and the exhales down the fingertips, down the legs, taking any gentle movement that you might be needing in the body. And in your own time, in your own way, just rock onto your left or your right side. The breath may be there, and when you're ready, you can use the arms to assist yourself up into an easy seat. Finding your way into a cross-legged posture, or maybe sitting back onto the heels. And if it feels nice, you can take the palms to the thighs and just give a nice gentle rub there, generating some post-shavasana heat in the legs. And then let the hands come towards heart center. Gently pressing left to right. Deep breath in, and then let the thumbs come down towards the heart center. Before we end practice tonight, just taking a moment here to acknowledge everything that conspired for you to get you onto the mat, to allow this practice to unfold for you tonight, to carve out this hour of self-care and breath and release and restoration. And of course, the obvious things jump to mind first, but take a second, see if you can look for the little things. I'll bring the thumbs up to the third eye. I like to mention slightly an acknowledgement of this practice, of this community, for all the gifts this evening might have given us, subtle or otherwise. For all of these, we bow forward, sending our practice out into the world and these gifts out where they are needed. Thanks so much for coming, guys. Namaste. Thanks, you guys. Really super appreciate you being here. Just a couple, feel free to sign off if you need to. I know it's late for some of you. I just wanted to let y'all know, I'm also realizing I think I was just giving you a cleavage shot. I apologize. In your post-restorative space, that's probably not what you needed. I'm gonna start sending out a couple things that I think are really inspiring that other women that have been showing up for these classes, and guys too, but mostly women so far, are doing. I think there's just a lot of really cool creativity that's being stirred up right now. And specifically, one woman that's coming to mind is a friend of mine, Anna Bronas, who's in Seattle, and I'll send the link out tonight. I meant to post it in the chat earlier, but I'll do it in an email afterwards. She's doing a daily creative challenge, which I think aligns really well with the yoga practice, because when we think about how we want to move through businesses or life, and a lot of this is very strategic minded, but the creative practice is just this really beautiful way to reawaken this whole part of the brain, and I think that really aligns well with the yoga practice that we do. So it's something that she's offering right now, and I'm just going to send it out. And then just as stuff like that pops up for me, I'm just going to post it out to you guys. The other thing too is I'm going to start sending out playlists for yoga practices. And so it's something that if you want to put it on while we're practicing together, it might just be a nice background. I'm used to practicing with music, but I can't do it here on Zoom. So if you want to have this up on your computer and then the music going on your phone, you're more than welcome to. I just can't do the audio in two places at once. But I just wanted to send that out because I find that music to me is really a beautiful way to help bring some of the movement and the motion up to the surface. So anyways, I really appreciate you all coming out to practice tonight. If you have any questions about anything that we did this evening or anything also that you might want to request for practices for next week, we're all together on email. So feel free to pop any of those requests over to me. And otherwise, have a great night. And I hope you sleep like angels. And I'm thinking of you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good night, you guys.
Thank you.
Night.
Love you all. Sleep tight. Okay, bye.